Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am just making some traveler's notebooks, honestly. I made these over the course of, I don't know, in different increments. This one I made the other day. I didn't D-ring the pocket by the fax Malden. It was already like that. I've D-ringed the Malden so I could put different ring size in here when I'm using pocket rings or when I'm wanting to do traveler's notebook. So it will fit pocket size. Pocket size is more of, well, I call it pocket. I guess it's more of what, a passport size? I don't know. When I create, I don't get hung up on sizes and things. I just know something smaller. That's a mini. So those minis come with rings, far too cute and too small for me. But many have used them. I think they're known as the A8 size. They're really small. But it's really cute D-ringed because if you want to just take it on the go and have like maybe one huge notebook or then one small notebook, oh my gosh, it is amazing for just lists. In fact, I think later today I will just cut down a chunkier notebook, maybe like an A6 or something, and then just stick it in there because that would be super adorable, or like a composition notebook. So here you see a B6slim Sojourner traveler's notebook. Now this Sojourner is in the Roadrunner leather and I've had it for a really long time. It was a standard. Somewhere in my videos you'll see me cut it down, this was years ago, and make it to a B6slim. So I had took out, prior to this video, several little inserts that I thought that I would use to put inside. First, it was a composition notebook. That's what you see me cutting down. And then there's like this little spiral notebook. I used to use these spiral notebooks when I was in school. They come in A5 from Muji. You could get like a 3-pack. I cut it down to a standard, and then later you'll see me cut it down to like a slimmer size. I just think it's fun to have all the different notebooks. In a traveler's notebook, you can section out your life and make it essentially whatever you want. If you want it faith, if you want it planner, if you want it YouTube, if you want finance, if you want self-care, health, whatever, you can make traveler's notebook inserts. You can buy inserts. You can use TNs for different, sizes. They come in a variety of different sizes already made, or you can make one yourself. I would say don't get caught up in trying to like buy the perfect things for, especially if you've never used one. You can even add the inserts in. I have a lot of different videos on, if you just put traveler's notebook or TN Monique or whatever Monique plans, you'll find a lot of different a variety of setups. So I really love this composition color notebook, but it seems like the spine is a little too stiff. I do have an Oxford composition book later in the video. You will see. I'm just going through a variety of different things. Again, just cutting up stuff. Like, dude, you have no idea the pressure in cutting up stuff, like the actual pressure you get from like cutting it, and then like the notebook itself, like using the scissors, like the fact that it's mine and I've created whatever I wanted it to be for my use. Oh no. Now you see the little spiral mechanism. I didn't cut it off, but there was like a little beagle that was sticking up. So like I just kind of like made sure it was secured in the actual final little area, so there would be no problem, like the final little area of that spiral part at the bottom, just so there would be no issues with turning it. So yeah, I think I had set this up because I could tell from that 2024 notebook for something just random. Again, I have a variety of different sizes and I just love it, man. You'll see me do A5 slim, standard, passport, personal size. You saw me do personal size the other day. I prefer bound books. I prefer in any kind of setup first, I will prefer like a bound system versus like a mechanism like a ring or a spiral. But I just thought the spiral one was really cute to just kind of have for like throwaway notes. I tasted my coffee and I found that I didn't put any stevia, and I was like, what is your problem? Later on in the video, I go back and add some. But the leather of this sojourner, if you're not familiar, it's Soujour. I forget. I forget her name, but I think she started making these leather notebooks to help people in other countries. Rowena, and long time ago. So her Roadrunner leather is like my most favorite. I have one in a folio style, meaning there's no traveler's notebook in it, like the TN strands. I don't know where it is. I was actually trying to find it, but it's somewhere around here. Oh, so you see me cutting this Oxford notebook down. It was B6, and they come in that size. I don't have links for anything. I do not link stuff, so sorry about that. So yeah, I'm just cutting it to fit the notebook, really, and I didn't measure crap, so that's why you see me just kind of cutting more and more away from the top and the bottom, just to make sure it fits. And in the background, I'm hot and sweaty. I'm sitting in front of a fan. I'm relaxing, so I was like, you know what, I'll just make stuff. As you can see, some of the signatures came out of that notebook. I used them for my A6 rings. I cut them down and I'll punch them in there later. I like to reuse paper just for other different things, and I actually really enjoy this paper. Come to find out, it's fountain pen friendly. I used my little Amazon Basics fountain pen, as you'll see later in the video, to write in that notebook, and oh my gosh, there was no bleed through or anything. So this paper was a contender to use for my main system, but it was just too small. I also thought, again, to put my system in Traveler's Notebook. I don't know when I'll do that, but it was because as long as with my system, my main system, this is not my main system. You guys have to go back and look at my monthly books. If you first landed on this channel and you're just seeing me make this is not my planner. This is what I call a planner project to help me relieve my anxiety and my stress, to help me stay creative. If you're wondering what my system is, it's always a monthly book in astrology or some type of different paper, and it's 4 weeks of my planning system. But with my planning system, I found that if I'm going to put it in rings or Traveler's Notebook and not like a main bound book, the flow has to stay the same, meaning the sections have to flow. So because this is a Traveler's Notebook, I would have to like put the first one with like, you know, like my monthly, my goals, then like my tracker, my morning pages, like fill that all up for 1 week, or I don't know. I don't know how I could do it, but I think I did it in the past. And because I had different sections and different notebooks, it jacked with me. So I used to do where I would have my, like a B6slim Nanami or some kind of astrology, and then I would add Traveler's Notebook inserts. So I would put my system in one book and then add other things. So I could possibly do that again. But what happens is the book gets too chunky and I'm just like, I'm out. So I'm just decorating. I don't know why I keep yawning. You know what's so funny? I drank a cup of coffee and a half, and I'm like, I'm sleepy. I'm telling you, the coffee will put me to sleep. After this voiceover, I'll probably lay on the couch and try to knock out again, because although my husband did find an AC portable unit, if you're watching this not in real time, Hurricane Beryl came through and jacked us up. We're on day 5 of no power. But he bought a unit last night, and it really did help us for our one room when we all slept together, which is downstairs. You know, me and the younger kids, my husband, we slept there, and then my older daughter, she slept in her room. I don't know how she does it. It's freaking hot. She just puts a fan on in there. But So yeah, he bought that AC unit, portable AC unit. It didn't take too much wattage for our generator, and it was cooler, but I still didn't sleep right. All the other days, I've been having panic attacks, anxiety attacks. My body shakes and just like sweats and crying spells, and it's just like, fuck, man, this shit is not for it's just not. So there's the fountain pen. As you could see, like, I'm just writing on it like normal, and it didn't even bleed through. I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. It makes me just want to write and write and write. Like, I don't know, something about paper and pens is just so nice. The therapeutic is not even the word. It's so satisfying, so fulfilling. It just takes me to a different place, and I could just write whatever I want and not have any like regard for it or anything. I just love that about paper. I could put whatever I want down, and it's not gonna respond. It's not gonna judge. It's not gonna say anything. It's not gonna be like, oh my gosh, look what you did. If anything, it's just gonna be like, ooh. So anyhow, I thought it would be really nice to just make something for myself. Again, this has inspired me to use a traveler's notebook in some way, shape, or form. I don't know what size it would be, which is why you see the multiple different sizes, because every time I get an itch for a traveler's notebook, I'm just like, what size do I want to use? And I have to mention that it can't be the same size of my main book. So right now I'm in a B6slim. So this would not work at all, because I never use the same size of my main book in any project that I do. So this more than likely is just going to go sit back on the shelf. But I've really been thinking about an A5 TN, like a larger one. Maybe de-ringing one of my A5 ring binders and putting strings in there and cutting books down. Or I find a favorite like planner that I want to put in there, or I don't know. So yeah, I do have a Hobonichi cousin that I use, and I don't really have a cover for it. So maybe I can go ahead, and I know I have an A5 TN that my friend had given me. I want to say it's A5. I don't know. So maybe later on I'll use that. So if you're thinking, let me be creative today, let me go and make something, write something, don't say you're not creative. You are. You just don't have the talk. The self-talk is really, really important. You were made to be inspired, and you were made to inspire yourself. So I really do wholeheartedly believe that every single one of us, God gave us an innate ability to be creative, resourceful. I mean, we problem solve, and we figure out things on the daily. We think outside of the box on the daily. So I feel like it's the same thing with stationery in a way, or like when you're making projects. Only you have a vision for the things that you want to use, and only you can create that in a way that's meaningful for you, or that will help you. I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. I could probably be one flew over the cuckoo's nest, which more than likely I am. So yeah, friends, this is my little creation, and I wanted to share it with you. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching, and God bless you.